The miller there once was a miller. In his whole world he had just one flour mill, or maybe a few sheep. All day he worked at the mill, and at night he slept there. He had no one else. He couldn't get married because he didn't even have a house. Where would he take a wife? And who would even give him one? He was covered in flour, dust all the time from grinding grain. His hair and beard had grown wild. People were afraid when they saw him. His only hope was that his flock of sheep would grow, so his financial condition would improve. Then maybe he would be worthy of marriage. One day, the miller was outside grazing his sheep after loading grain into the mill when a fox came along. Seeing the plump, healthy sheep, her mouth started watering. At first she kept circling at a distance, then she came forward and greeted the miller. She praised the sheep a lot, flattered the miller, and said, "You poor man, you work so hard. Running the mill and also watching over the sheep, I really feel sorry for you. How long will you live like this?" "What else can I do?" the miller replied. The fox continued, "I suggest you get married. Two are better than one. At least she'll cook for you and take care of the sheep." The miller sighed. "I think so too. I've been raising these sheep hoping they'll multiply so I can get married on their strength. I don't have anything else." "That's absolutely right," said the fox. "And if I can be of any help, just say so without hesitation. After all, helping each other is what humanity is about." The miller was very impressed by her sweet talk and said, "Thank you very much. I'll definitely ask if I need anything." "Who doesn't need help?" the fox said. "Just look at taking care of these sheep, it's a constant hassle. The mill work alone is enough for you, on top of that looking after the sheep. I say, hand them over to me. I'll take care of them through the winter. If you want, you can pay me a little in flour from the mill. If not, that's fine too. My only purpose is to help you." Now the miller was even more impressed, and without hesitation, he handed the sheep over to the fox. The fox took the sheep and would come from time to collect flour, etc. She would bring good news about the sheep. "They've gotten so fat. 2 of them had lambs," and so on. The miller never got time to go see the sheep himself. Months later, he finally found time and went to check on his sheep. When he reached the fox's place, she got very flustered and started talking about other things. When the miller asked to see the sheep, she said, "They've gotten so fat that they're like wild sheep now and can't be controlled, so I can't let them out. You do this, climb up to the roof of the hut, and I'll go inside and show you the sheep through a hole in the roof." The miller climbed onto the roof. From a dark corner of the hut, the fox said, "Look, that's the one with long ears head, and there's the black one's leg," and so on. The miller was satisfied and happily went back home. When winter was over, the miller went to take his sheep back. When he arrived at the fox's place, she started wailing and crying. "I'm ruined, my reputation is gone. The sheep caught some unknown disease and died one by one. How can I face you now?" The miller realized the fox had eaten the sheep and was now putting on a drama. He scolded her harshly. The fox said, "Brother Miller, this is a matter of fate. What's the use of crying? It wasn't written that you benefit from those sheep. Anyway, I've skinned them all and saved the hides. In a few days I'll soften them, then you can come take them." The miller thought, "Half a loaf is better than none. Even if I get the hides, that's something." And he went back. A few days later, he went to collect the hides. The fox said awkwardly, "Brother Miller, I had softened the hides nicely, but one day I got so hungry I couldn't control myself, and I chewed up the hides too." Now the miller hit the roof. "May God destroy you, you cursed liar. You've ruined everything I had. I dreamed of marriage on the strength of those sheep. Where will I go now? I won't leave you, I'll drink your blood." "Enough with the shouting," said the fox. "What big loss did I cause you? They were just a few scrawny sheep. You wanted to get married on their strength? Have you seen your face? Who would give you their daughter? Now be quiet. I will get you married, and to the king's daughter. Aren't you happy now?" The miller got angry and cursed her, but the fox again talked him into it with her sweet words and made him dream of marrying the princess. Then the miller asked, "Why would the king give me his daughter, and who will take this proposal to him?" The fox said, "You foolish miller, don't strain your useless brain. These are my problems to think about, just do as I say." The fox disappeared for several days. Then she returned with the good news that the king had agreed. Preparations began. They didn't have to do much, just cut the miller's hair and make him look human again. 2 large baskets were prepared, one filled with ashes, the other with dry autumn leaves. Early in the morning, they set off carrying the baskets. Near the king's city, they had to cross a wooden bridge over a river. On the bridge, they tore the bridge apart and threw it into the river. They threw both baskets in too. The fox made the miller take off his clothes and threw them in as well, then buried him naked in the sand. She herself ran to the city shouting that the prince's wedding procession had fallen into the river when the bridge collapsed. All the dowry and goods were lost to the waves. Only the prince's life was saved, and he was lying naked on the sand. When the king heard, he thanked God that his son-in-law was alive. He sent fine royal clothes for the groom. Then the nobles of the kingdom went to receive the groom. When the royal clothes were given to the miller, he had no idea how to wear them. He had never worn anything except a tattered woolen shawl. He tried to put the trousers on his head. The people who came to receive him were shocked, so the fox said the prince was dazed from nearly drowning. Somehow the fox dressed him, and they took him to the royal palace. At the palace, the king and his courtiers welcomed the groom. He was married to the princess and began living in the palace. After a few days, the fox suggested they take the princess to their own country. The miller was confused. Where would they take her? The fox said that was her job, he didn't need to worry. She told the king she would go inform their king so preparations could be made. The fox disappeared for a few days and returned crying. She brought news that their king and queen had died of grief after hearing their son had drowned. The people had scattered, and the city lay deserted. Hearing this, the king gave them a lot of wealth and servants and sent them off. The fox took the miller, the princess, and everyone to a city where no humans were to be seen. In fact, a one-eyed ogre had eaten all the people, including the king, and now occupied the city. A mile or two from the city, the fox went ahead to make arrangements. She took a trident, a plate, and a black goat skin with her. She went to a ventilator of the ogre's room in the palace. From there, she called out, "Hey, you one-eyed wretch. A bigger calamity than you is coming." "A bigger calamity than me?" the ogre laughed. "Let it come, we'll see." "Look now, this is his hand," the fox said, showing the trident. "This is his eye," she held up the plate. "And this is his head," she showed the long-haired skin. Now the ogre got scared. "What should I do?" he pleaded. The fox immediately told him to go out and hide in the woodpile. When he hid, she piled a lot of wood on top of him and said, "When the calamity comes, you'll first hear cracking sounds, then you'll feel heat. But don't move. I'll handle the calamity." Then she set the wood on fire. Soon the ogre burned to ashes along with the woodpile. After that, the fox brought everyone into the city, and the miller became king and lived with his queen. The fox also stayed on as the king's advisor. Years later, one day as the king and queen were leaving the palace, they saw the fox lying dead at the gate. The queen cried, "Oh, Aunt Fox," and sat down holding her heart. The king said, "Forget her, queen. What value is a wicked fox that we should mourn her?" The queen replied, "No, you shouldn't say that. The fox was our benefactor." At that, the fox got up and said, "Hey, miller, have you forgotten who you are? Weren't you the owner of a mill and a few sheep? Didn't I get you married to a princess? Did I make you king of this city? And now you call me a wicked fox?" The king was very ashamed and apologized to the fox. The fox was now very old. She was very fond of the queen, so she gave her a secret will. "When I die, put my body in a big chest and keep it with you. When you face a very serious need, open the chest and look inside." When the fox died, the queen did as told and kept her body in a large chest. A long time passed. Then news came that the queen's brother was coming to visit with many people. The queen worried because she didn't have enough money to host them properly. Then she remembered the fox's will. She opened the chest and found it full of diamonds, jewels, and gold. She used that wealth to host her brother and his people with great honor. She entertained them for many days and gave valuable gifts when they left. In this way, even after dying, the fox solved one of their biggest problems.